So it's my friend's birthday, and from all the things she decided she wanted, or all the things I could make, she wants a tin fish biryani. Please keep in mind this is my way of making tin fish biryani. So I'm using 2 Lucky Star pilchards, sauce taken out, tins rinsed a little bit and put into that gravy. I've got a cup of boiled lentils. I don't usually use Roma tomatoes, they were very small, so I've used 8 of that sliced, 4 onions, medium onions sliced, and as many potatoes as you want with some salt and chili powder, which I'm going to fry as per my previous biryani video. I've got 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri masala and 4 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder. Teaspoon of ginger and garlic. It looks like that because somehow I bought them separately. The fish, some people, I like the bones. It's a good source of calcium. Some people don't like the skin and the bones. So I've slivered them in half, removed the bones, and now you've got to be very gentle with this. I'm going to add some salt, the chili powder mix, the ginger and garlic, and fry them. I also have in this bowl 4 chilies, about 2 garlic cloves slivered, and some curry leaves. I'm boiling 5 eggs and 2 cups of rice with half a teaspoon of turmeric, 1 ilachi, you can see it there. I don't like too many seeds, salt, and this time you're not going to boil the rice 3/4 way. Try and get it to nearly done because this biryani in the oven is very quick. The oil is not covering the bottom of the pan, it's extra, and you'll see why when we start frying everything. The fish has been salted. It's a very delicate process and messy. Salted, mixed masalas in, and then ginger and garlics in. So I'm going to heat up my oil and I'm going to fry the fish first. I've put in, the eggs have been boiled, so I've put in a little oil here. I think this is called shallow fat frying for the potatoes. I think I'll concentrate on the fish first before I start the potatoes. I'm waiting for this oil to heat up. It's going to be a quick fry. It's generally to actually cook this masala mix, which we are going to use throughout this recipe. And yes, I'll show you once it's fried. And remember, you're putting salt to taste. So the oil is on high, and this is what it should look like. Some are going to break and splatter. Give it a turn as gently as you can, just to keep the long ones long. You can see it's catching there at the bottom, even though it's got so much oil. I'm not going to leave it too long. I'm going to remove it for like 5 minutes on high. Let me remove it now. So I pulled the pot off the stove to remove it. And now I'm just going to add my onions and this chili, curry leaves, and 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to also add a little bit of oil to this. So I added a little more oil. I'm going to add the onions. Remember, it was on high. I brought it, it's still on high. I'm bringing it down to 4 now. This is going to be pretty spicy because my friend eats spicy food. You can always reduce the chili powder and the masala. Now I'm going to add my chilies and curry leaves. I want these onions to soften. So I'm going to turn this down to, I'm going to cover it, turn it down to 3. Sorry, my voice seems to be going. And turn it down to 3 and cover it, but check it. Let's leave it for about 5 minutes. The rice for me is done. I am going to strain it into a dish because I'm going to still layer this biryani. It's fine. This is a quick cooking rice. Any white rice will do. It's been like 5 minutes. I want to check these onions. I'm not melting them down, okay? Completely. I think that's a nice thing about this biryani is that you can still see your onion rings. I'm going to add the tomatoes now. I haven't made this for so long. I hope I remember correctly. Tomatoes added. And now you're just going to let this all cook. I'm going to add some salt to this. What would this be? About a teaspoon. Rather less than more. Usually, if I added 3 cups of rice instead of 2, and I have added 2 tins of the tinned fish, you can feed about 10 people. I actually used 3 tins once, and I fed 20 people. That was on their request. So, and that's just an extra tip. I'm going to start frying the potatoes now. I'm going to bring this heat up. So shallow frying here to 6. Fry the potatoes like the other biryani I made until cooked. The rice is boiled. As you can see, it actually does. It's like al dente. I'm adding the cup of lentils, and I just want to say I believe in the easiest way. I did boil this, but if I had a tin of lentils, I would use it. It's been about 5 minutes. I just want to check what's going on here. So you're basically making a chutney with a fish flavor, but I want the tomatoes to try and also stay around. I think my fire is dying. I'm bringing it up to 4 a little bit. 4 a little bit. Just till it starts bubbling. I think it's going to be a lot. Anyway, the neighbors can have tin fish biryani. I don't think anyone has eaten that here. This oil is getting hot. Time for the potatoes. Let's check out one. Well, it wouldn't do anything because it's off. I got the wrong one on. Ush. Heat it up there, but that's a little better. I've got it on high, but it's not going to stay on high. It's going to go down to medium. Please don't do this with your fingers. You can use a spoon or a fork. I'm going to leave it for a bit and then turn it around and turn it down. And I say a bit, about a minute or two. It's been about a minute. I'm going to turn this around, turn the potatoes over. I need 2 hands for this. And then I'm going to bring it down from 6 to 3. So I turn them over and I'm going down to 3 if you want to slow cook here. And also I don't poke holes and things in there, but if you wanted to go quicker, I think that would be fine. I kind of like it to be a bit crispy on the outside so it doesn't overcook when it goes into the oven. Remember we brought our chutney up to 4. Looks like a good bubble there. Taking it down to 3 now. And now, because I want all the flavors to be fishy, remember we're going to layer this biryani. So I'm going to add all the sauce from the tins. I added 2 tins and I took about a 1/4 tin of water to just rinse out the tin. Because when you're layering the biryani, you have to have some gravy, right? I'm going to leave this now. Okay, I killed it now. So let's go back to 4, let it bubble, back to 3, and when the oil comes up, check it intermittently. I'm going to not just ignore this after it starts bubbling. I'd leave it for 5 minutes at a time and check it. I'm going to turn these potatoes over. Always the broadest section, which helps to cook it quickly. But we're in no rush here. For all my cooking skills, I'm useless at boiling eggs. Because I see 1 or 2 of those eggs are soft boiled. But we're going to put it in the biryani anyway. Okay, I think a slow cook like that would be fine. Look at my eggs. I mean, seriously. Watch. This one. There's another one that's a bit soft. Anyway, they're going to be halved. For me, these potatoes are frying too quickly. Maybe it's a ring I don't use often. I'm taking it down to 2. Seems loose, it's not catching. And the chutney is now bubbling. Bringing it down to 3. Okay, watch your potatoes. You don't want them to burn. So turn them from time to time. Won't be ready now, but I can't tell you how many minutes it would take. Some potatoes vary. Soft cooking and chips and mashed potatoes, boiling potatoes, who knows what I've got here. It's a mix. So I'm just going to carry on looking after this. It's on low, it's on 2, and then I'll just probably stick a knife in there and check it in about 10 minutes again, but keep an eye out on it. I'm also checking the chutney. It smells very good. Could have this with like sliced white bread right now. Not cooked. You can see the oil hasn't come up. It's still cooking. The tomatoes look a little bit raw. Way to go. Slow cooking is the way to go anyway. But I washed dishes, so it took some time, about 10 minutes. I just thought I would check these potatoes because they're so small. I like to turn it back. Should be looking like that, see? Got a little bit of a crust there. Sorry, this phone's moving where it shouldn't. Just going to turn it around or over and leave it a little longer. Let's check our chutney as well. Oh, looks good. Actually, this is exactly what I want. I don't know if these Roma tomatoes are sweetish, but I'm still going to just add a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar when I'm done here, just to balance out the acidity. And I think I'm going to check in another 10 minutes. I want to give these potatoes another turn. Oh, sorry, that's a coffee machine. Weirdly enough, when I was waiting for that coffee machine to stop. So weirdly enough, you have to check that these potatoes are completely done. You can have it in the oven for an hour. It won't cook through the skin. It's amazing. It'll just keep its shape. I think they're all done now. The knife goes through easily. Looks good. It's not burnt. If you want it crisp, you don't really want it crispier because you're making a biryani. The crispiness won't last. So I'm just going to strain this out. I'm going to keep this oil. So obviously nice and spicy, and I want to mix some butter with that and put it on top of my biryani before it goes into the oven. So don't waste this oil. It's about 5 minutes later, and I like the way it's looking. I'm going to add that 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, but this is the time to taste for salt. Whoa, very spicy and very fishy. I'm going to add, how much is this? Salt to taste. I think that's about 1/2 teaspoon. But it's delicious, even if I must say so myself. So you're not adding the fish to this, right? Let's give it a little mix for the salt. It doesn't really need the sugar though, but I'm going to add a quarter teaspoon of sugar, just to make myself feel better that it's not acidic. I'm going to put the stove off and just leave it on this heat till I'm ready now to lay my biryani. Layer it. Potatoes done, rice and lentils, eggs. What's missing? And the fish. So we're ready to layer. But I'm going to leave this on the heat a little bit. Let the salt I just added and the sugar all dissolve. So preheat your oven now before you start layering. I have preheated it to, I've got the top and bottom on, and to 200 degrees till it's nice and hot, and it'll be ready to go in. Your biryani will be ready to go into the oven. So I'm ready to layer. Remember I spoke about this oil. I don't want any of, I'm going to start lining this pot. Just a tad. Be careful, this oil's got chili powder. And this is what we're going to do. Start with, mix your rice up a little bit. Let's get this right. So a thin layer at the bottom, right? Because you want this biryani to be moist. And you can use the same spoon. You need the chutney. Okay, I just do this for fun because if I had a camera stand, this would be so much easier. So that's it. You want some more of the onion and tomato. There you go. Then I'm going to put on a glove and we're going to take pieces of the fish without making it mush now. Just spread it like you would your lamb or chicken. A little piece here. So everyone, when you actually dig into the pot downwards, everyone gets a piece of fish. Okay. So I'm going to continue until I get to the top. So next, obviously, is the rice and lentils, then the chutney, then the fish. Just to show you quickly, this is the second layer. See, thin layer covering, you can't see any fish or chutney. So you're not putting thick layers of rice, just a thin layer. I'll count the spoons for the next round. So I took 5 of these spoons of rice. Now remember, you always need rice to cover the top. And when you're using the chutney, try and use all the tomato and onion between the layers so that you have the gravy without the onion and stuff for the top layer. Let me carry on with this. So there's our last layer of rice. So I made 1, 2, 3. It actually was very good calculation, excuse me, for 2 cups of rice. So this layer, I'm going to put the rest of this gravy, the eggs, the potatoes. I don't have coriander. My friend's bringing some later, so we'll just add it when we eat it. I suggest don't add bay leaves. Don't add saffron. Keep it simple. It's fish, tinned fish, so it's very strong. And you don't want all these clashing flavors. somewhere in this rice is that one little ilachi I put in there. So let me finish this and show you the end product. Also, okay, the gravy is on now, whatever little we had. Just make sure you clean the sides of your pot, because all that will burn in case you want to serve it in a biryani pot, like what I would do, unless I'm entertaining more than one person. Okay, I'm done. I don't have any coriander, like I said, or dhania. I put a few blobs of butter. I'm not going to add any water here. And then remember this spicy oil? Don't let the bottom of the crumbs come in there. But just for color, because you're not using saffron, just give it a little sprinkle there. And your biryani is ready for the oven. What I would do normally is cover the pot. First put some foil. Let me do that. So I'm going to put a piece of foil over, shiny side inside, seal it, because I don't want this to become dry. And these pots that we are using, the aluminium thumb pots, this is a lovely small biryani size pot. I even have one that can cook for 200 people, and the lid doesn't seal. So we didn't add any water. I'm going to put this in the oven on 200 for about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to lower it to 150 for another 45 minutes. So the biryani is ready for the oven. It's still heating up. I forgot to put a switch on. And when it's done, so 30 minutes on 200, then lower the heat to 150 for about 45 minutes. I'll actually even go to an hour if you're keeping it on 150. The oven's preheated now to 200. I'm going to put the biryani in. And while that was happening, I was washing all the dishes and pots and pans that biryani actually takes. If anyone has any ideas how to cut that down without making an acne, especially when it comes to a layered biryani, please tell me. The biryani's in, and I've set the timer for 30 minutes. So the timer went off. I'm going to reduce the heat to 150. I'm not checking this. I've got this on the middle rack here. So I think it'll be okay. It's moist enough. So let's put this on for 45 minutes. Then we'll check it. So it's been 45 minutes. I'm going to turn this oven off and take the biryani out to see how it looks, whether it's moist, because I'd like to leave it in the heat of the oven. We're only eating later. So let's see how this looks. It should be moist. Oops. Okay, I can't put that. Ouch. There you go. Now to check whether it's still moist enough and not liquidy, take a spoon, dig it in. There's no water or anything in this biryani. So what I would do now is put this all back on and leave it in the oven, because it's got enough moisture. Let me just show you again. That's how it's supposed to be. I'm not going to taste it. I don't taste my food actually. It's moist. Typically, I would serve this with an Indian carrot salad and some raita, which is yogurt, grated cucumber, salt and black pepper, and some achas. When we dish up later, I will show you what it looks like on a plate. Okay, so my friend's doing the first taste. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Bee.
Thank you. I'm just
Don't
getting
show
a little
your
bit-
face.
I'm just getting a little bit of everything. The flavors are all there.
How's the salt? So she didn't want any acha.
Amazing. I love it. Thank you.
That's what she likes. So guys, I hope you enjoy it. And that's our tin fish biryani.